Mabuhay, this is Bob from Love Beyond the Sea. I have a channel about marriage to a woman from the Philippines. This would apply to marrying any woman overseas pretty much, so please subscribe and leave a comment. I've got like 1,900 videos, mostly about this and some videos about featuring my wife and I over there on YouTube in the playlist. Today I want to talk about falling out of love. Do you feel like you're falling out of love with your Filipina partner? This comes from an article by Lucas Graham, geediting.com. I think you can find some things here that would apply to foreigners and Filipinas. And they talk here in this article that love doesn't just vanish in one dramatic moment like in the movies. It's more subtle, like watching the tide slowly pull back. And the author relates some personal experiences to this. One thing he mentions is emotional distance. There's already a long distance if you're dating between you in all likelihood. And even if you're together, you can feel some emotional distance creep in and you have to kind of evaluate why that is. From the article, when it comes to love, being emotionally available is as important as being physically present. Men who no longer feel love, and this can go both ways, of course, often start to create an emotional distance, even if they don't fully realize it. This could manifest in different ways, such as being less communicative or not expressing their feelings as they used to. It's not something they necessarily do intentionally, more of a subconscious reaction to the changing dynamics of their feelings. Spotting this behavior can help you identify when love is fading away, even when the person may not be aware of it themselves. So keep an eye out when you are with somebody online and you kind of feel like there's some emotional distance. Try to find out why. It could be a temporary thing or it may be permanent. Another thing they mention, number 2 here, is less physical affection. It's a natural part of any loving relationship. It can be as simple as holding hands, a hug, or a kiss on the cheek. They talk about their own experiences when they had a relationship and there was a sign of a lack of simple signs of physical affection, and they had gone from being inseparable, holding hands or sharing a quick kiss, to barely touching each other. He said it wasn't that they had fights or disagreements, it just slowly faded away without him even realizing it at first. But it was a sign that love was fading. So as I run through these things, I think we're going to see that they can still manifest in a relationship that is perfectly salvageable and maybe nothing really terribly wrong with it. There are ebbs and flows in relationships. This is my own words here. I've been married for 9.5 years, so I can experience some of these things. And it doesn't mean that the relationship is lost, can't get back on track. I think a lot of this is somewhat normal. That's just my opinion. Number 3, more time with friends. Spending time with friends is healthy, but when the boys' night out or weekends start happening more often than date nights, it can feel like a red flag waving in the background. You know that moment when he seems more excited for the next big game with the guys than planning something special with you. It stings a little, right? And so I want to echo this part about going out on dates. Very, very important. We're still working that ourselves. My wife is busy. She works 5 days one week, 7 days the next, and that's just mandatory. She's got a great job. That's fine. I want her to do well there, but it does make more difficult to get together, and it's just something we have to do. But it's important to realize why things have changed a bit, and that's because of her job and the demands there, and we just both have to keep that in context, but make sure that we are trying to go out on dates. So that was number 4 here, avoiding future plans. They say, according to psychotherapists, planning for the future is a key part of any serious relationship. Why? Because it shows commitment, not just to the present, but to a shared journey ahead. When men start to lose their feelings of love, they often begin to avoid making long-term plans. It could be anything from planning a vacation to discussing where to spend the holidays, or even talking about future goals and dreams. So let me take over here now. You may be in a point with your Filipina that you used to talk about the future, or you were looking forward to it, and she's just not interested in that anymore. Or maybe you aren't, but you'll know if you're not interested in the future. If she's not, it might take you a little while longer to figure it out, because she may not come right out and say, hey, I'm losing interest in you, I don't feel the same way. And but if she's not talking about future plans that you have made, um, or it's just generally harder to get in touch with her, find out why. Certainly could mean she's not as interested. 5 lessons or lessened engagement in shared interests. This would be more for some people that are married and together. When 2 people fall in love, they have a bond over shared interests, from binge watching the same TV series to hiking the same trails, and these shared activities become a part of the fabric of their relationship. And studies have shown that shared activities can strengthen romantic relationships, especially when both partners are committed to enjoying the experience together. However, when a man's feelings of love starts to fade, he might become less engaged in these shared interests. Same thing with a woman. And so if this happens, make sure you don't jump to conclusions. Maybe there's a good reason why. Maybe it's a health issue or a financial issue. But make sure you know that, if you're not doing things the same and it's like you used to, and it's bothering you, and, ask why, and say, hey, we used to go out to these movies once every couple of weeks or so. Why don't we start doing that again? Or maybe we need to do things at a different time of the day, if there's a time crunch. But this can be a sign that love is waning. Less engagement in shared interest. Another one, number 6, decreased communication. Of course, communication is the bridge that connects two hearts. It's not just found in words, but also in understanding, empathy, and genuine connection. Decreased communication. And I want to stop here to mention that in YouTube, I've got a playlist on communication, because that's such a part of any relationship. And if you go there to the playlist, it's probably called Communication. On YouTube, you can find the videos I've made out of about 1,900 that deal solely with this topic of communicating, how to do it most effectively. There's even a playlist on really good questions to ask her at different stages of your relationship that I would recommend you check out that playlist too on YouTube. Number 7, less interest in personal life. In a loving relationship, partners take an active interest in each other's personal lives. They care about each other's day, their challenges, their dreams, and their thoughts. But when a man or a woman starts to lose their feelings of love, they may begin to show less interest in their partner's personal life. You may not ask about your day or seem disinterested when you share your feelings or experiences. So, yeah, this can happen when 2 people get busy. They lose interest, and I can see where they might not realize it, but that's why they need a wake-up call. If you feel like maybe your partner isn't as interested in you as they were, you want to find out if it was genuine from the start, or if there's a reason why they haven't been asking so many questions. Maybe they'll just say, well, I know you, I know how you're doing, I know you're fine, I know what your schedule is. But still, you want to be asked about your day. Was it good, bad, anything new happen? You want to be interested in each other's personal life, even after marriage. That's just the start of showing interest in your Filipina's life. Another one here is, and it's the last one here we have time for, is, lack of patience. Patience is a virtue in any relationship, right? It's the ability to tolerate inconveniences or difficulties without getting annoyed or upset. Something I don't do well at. When a man no longer feels love, his level of patience can start to decrease. Small habits that he once found endearing might begin to irritate him. He may get frustrated easily or seem less understanding than before, resulting in a lack of patience. And I'm sure in my marriage I have improved in patience in some ways, and probably found other ways that I still need to improve in my patience. But, be careful of your relationship. Keep a good watch on it, and look for things like this and realize that they can still be fixed. You just have to find out the source of the problem. But yet again, it could indicate that they're not genuinely interested. So to find out more on this, please subscribe here to Love Beyond the Sea.